And welcome back to part 3 of What If Naruto Ate a Devil Fruit, the Kage Kage no Mi edition. Last time on Naruto What If, the mission to Land of Waves, had gone successful. Though it did come at the cost of the life of Zabuza. However, because Naruto was able to temporarily keep Haku incapacitated, Haku was spared his sacrifice in the original, and Zabuza was able to give some imparting words to Haku of, look, I couldn't give you the life I wanted, and I couldn't give you the life you wanted. So just do me this favor. Live. Go with them. Find a life. Find someone to love. Have a family. Do a little Cat Stevens. Find a girl. Settle down. Want you can marry. Look at me. I'm old, but I'm happy. But yeah, and basically gets in the final, and Haku's a little hesitant at first, but Zabuza turns and is like, "This is the last command I'm giving you." And so it's like, you can't ignore it. And so Haku agrees to come with them to the leaf. The day of save is called the Great Naruto Bridge, ultimately, so forth and so on. So Haku joins them on the leaf. He is immediately approached. He is met with a little confusion, like, wait, who'd you bring here? This will be, it's a little hard to explain, but when we get to the Lord Okage, we'll explain it there. All right then, fine. He's with you, Kakashi, so we'll allow it. And so he goes in, and is like, Kakashi, I see. Report. You were gone longer than I expected. Yes, Lord Okage. See, there was a bit of a, and who was this? There was a bit of a snafu, and he explains everything to the Hokage, who's just like, more paperwork. And so, very well, then. This will be upgraded to an A-rank mission. Which, by the way, why wasn't it? I mean, obviously, they didn't have the money in the Land of Waves for an A-rank or S-rank mission. But they could have established some sort of trade route or whatever. So why wasn't it established as an A-rank mission and put on their ninja cards? I don't know. Anyway, the Hokage then looks on Haku. Haku, it's true that what they say that you are, it's true what the Kakashi says that you are indeed a ice user of the mist. And Haku demonstrates a little bit, creates some ice in his hands. Like, I see. It was believed your clan was was killed off long ago. I will say we would be more than honored to have you in this village. Maybe that's a part of this village, as you had and he explains you had no past affiliation, so there will be no sort of political issues. And they do like a quick, I don't know, not analysis. A quick, what's the word I'm looking for here? Not a quick take. Evaluation. That's what I'm looking for. A quick evaluation of Haku's skills. And they ask, do you intend to be a ninja? I do still. And you probably are looking to restart your clan, all that. So we're going to grant you, based on your skill level strength, we're going to grant you the immediate rank of Chunin. You will have to work for the Jonin rank, and we're not just going to grant that. But we will grant you the rank of Chunin. And so Haku's given a flak jacket, all that. Haku's given, a stipend, whatever, to start out, a place that he can call his own. It doesn't necessarily have like an estate. That's not what he has. But he definitely has a place that he can live. And a decent place at that. And so Haku begins working for the Leaf. He does still spend time with his friends, which would be Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura at this point. He's also introduced to some of the other Rookie 12. It'd be Rookie 9 right now. It's the Konoha 12. I always do that. The Konoha 12 that they're able to meet. I think, honestly, they're not able to meet a lot of them at this point. Haku probably meets them on his own terms, on his own time. But he's very much happy to meet these people. And so things progress. Naruto isn't doing a lot of training outside of keeping up with what he knows with his shadow. Although one thing he's probably doing is with his shadow clones, taking shadows and putting them into his normal shadow. As I established in the previous episode, the whole idea of the mass shadow clone stealing them and putting it in the main shadow, I don't think quite works. And I guess because of the connection to the soul, if you did summon shadow clones while your shadow was separated from you, would they create a shadow? My guess is yes, because that shadow's still connected to you. But the idea that you could keep funneling those shadows into your shadow for like this ultimate shadow beast. I like the concept. The problem is the connection to the soul and the fragmentation of the soul between the shadow clones. I think it's more just the shadows are feeding the shadow en masse and would tire Naruto out a lot quicker. So he only does it with several clones at a time, but he's been continuing to do that throughout the days when he's not with the team. So his shadow is getting increasingly larger when it actually is attacking. It looks normal otherwise, and is getting increasingly stronger. But beyond that, there's not much else to say do, or not do, but change up. People have brought up several times about the awakening devil fruit. I know that devil fruit have awakenings to them, so you weren't telling me something I don't know, but thank you for the concern. But I knew about the awakening. The problem is that we don't actually know about a lot of devil fruit's awakenings. Most devil fruit we have not seen the awakenings of. I believe most Zoan, we know Paramecium mostly have awakenings. I don't know if Logia have awakenings. I don't know. They might. And we do know that Zoan have awakenings too. We have seen it. It depends on what the devil fruit really does. I have, though, thought of ideas of what we can do with an awakened Kage Kage no Mi, but I'm saving that for when the awakening will happen, which, spoilers, isn't going to be any time in part 1. There just really isn't any logical reason for it to happen in part 1, as far as I know, right now. But anyway, Naruto and the gang continue to train. Sasuke has been training with his new Sharingan, and him and Naruto have been scoring off a lot more. Naruto using shadow clones and his shadow in conjunction. Sasuke's eyes, though, now give him a lot more visual reaction. Not visual. Give him a lot more abilities to time to react, so he can now react to Naruto's shadow a lot better. The thing that he can't readily beat outright unless he's using fire style to just kind of try to burn it away. But Naruto's shadow, having grown bigger, can get larger, all that, and is more powerful. And Naruto practicing chakra control to keep it condensed into like a more solid shadow form that still can't take physical damage makes this a lot more of an even fight. And Naruto is still able to fight on his own as well. So Sasuke and him are really, really doing a good job here, really increasing their strength. Meanwhile, Sakura's kind of just soccering around. She's kind of just not doing anything out of the ordinary. Haku also would train with Sasuke at points. Sasuke is increasing his speed with Haku. Haku and Naruto probably go toe-to-toe with the Ice and Shadow again a couple times. So they're actually progressing along pretty well. Along comes the day, though, of the Chunin exam. Haku's out on a mission, so he's not there to be a part of the scenario. Sakura tries to ask Sasuke for a date, and Sasuke correctly points out that, you know what, at least Naruto tries to train anything. Maybe try actually training and increasing your strength. Let's face it, you're actually worse than Naruto. And Sakura, I love the fact that Sakura won't admit it out loud, but she actually does admit it in her head. Say, he's right. What have I actually done any of the missions? I'm useless. And so Konohamaru shows up. Hey, boss, is she your girlfriend? And unfortunately, Naruto here is still very much Naruto. You can tell she's really crazy about me. Bong. Oh, man. Why? I can tell why would you want to be her girlfriend? Look at that forehead. Just the robotic death glare from Sakura. And it's like, go, run. Konohamaru obviously bumps into Kankuro. I don't need to say how dumb this is anymore. I literally put it in the video of the dumbest Naruto moments. So it's literally there for posterity now. I can just continue going on. But I think I'll always at least say, man, this is stupid. Moving on. So I think every time this scenario happens, I just have to honestly comment on this was stupid. Kankuro starts threatening Konohamaru. Now, Naruto initially does probably charge at Kankuro. Probably not thinking initially. Because they put him down, because he doesn't know Kankuro has these chakra threads. He doesn't know that. So he probably has no issue with charging Kankuro. He gets tripped, like, what was that? Like, you're annoying. You're annoying, all of you. Yeah, I said, put him down. And Naruto actually starts, Naruto gets loud. Like, I said, put him down. It's like, oh, really, kid? You got nothing, kid. Naruto charges again, gets tripped again, only this time, now there's two ways you could go about this. Kankuro suddenly feels his arm bounce. Like, what is what is this? And then Naruto, and Naruto comes in, just boom, crashes him in the face with his shadow holding him, cracks him in the face. Or Naruto uses his shadow, and instead of tripping this time, and all of a sudden the shadow version of Naruto is there, and Kakuro's like, what? Pong! Gets cracked in the back of the head. Take your pick. Either way, Naruto used his shadow to either swap places or bind Kakuro in a way where he couldn't readily stop Naruto. Tamari's like, what was that? What? How did he do that with his shadow? And it's like, and Kakuro's like, oh! It's like, I got you. And it's like, God, thanks, boss. And then the shadow is right back to Naruto. Actually separates for Naruto, ready to basically fight in his behalf. It's like, you got a lucky shot, you old brat. So, you seem to be able to manipulate your shadow in some way. Let's see what you got, kid. Just as he's about to, go for his, crow, Sasuke comes in and does the whole, you. Just more and more runs coming out of the woodwork. And he just, finally gets his claw. I'm gonna mess you up. Kankuro, stop it. And that's enough. Oh, hey, Gaara. Hi. I was like, shut up or I'll kill you. You're an embarrassment to our village. I'm sorry for for the way my brother behaved. We'll take our leave now. It's like, hey, wait a minute. He stopped Kakuro a pebble on him. That's shadow ability. Who are you? My name is Gaara of the Desert. I'm curious about you two as well. Because anytime Naruto shows off our unique ability or just the fact that he's insanely strong, Gaara would Gankuro. The fusion of Gaara and Gankuro. Gaara and Kankuro. Garankuro. Or would it be Kankarara? Either way. And so Naruto, anytime Naruto is strong or shows off a really unique ability, this will catch Gaara's attention. So I'm curious about you two as well. Sasuke Uchiha, and Naruto Uzumaki. Well, I look forward to meeting you again. Goodbye. And wow, it's like, who was that guy? And Sasuke probably doesn't know. He probably knows more than Sakura did, which is impressive because Sakura allegedly had the best grades in the class. We've actually established that might not have been the case. It was more of a balancing for the team issue. So Sasuke said, well, their headbands say they're from the sand, but what are they doing here? None of them know about the Chunin exams. Which, by the way, Sakura, how are you not able to identify the headbands? Seriously, they're outsiders from somewhere. This is getting ugly. Do something. Seriously, I don't know. Meanwhile, Sans that redheaded kid seems pretty dangerous, but the Uchiha boy and the blonde aren't too bad either. We'll have to keep an eye on them. So the Chunin exams are set in stone. They are tested by Iruka, pass their test, and they go into the exam hall. Obviously, Sasuke being complete idiot. I've seen a lot of fanfic actually bring this up where it's like, Sasuke, you idiot. It's supposed to weed out the competition. Why did you flat out say it out loud, except for your own ego? And so Sasuke does that. Neji confronts him. He say, who are you? He's like, yeah, who are you? Who are you? Asking my name, but you're, how'd it go? I can't remember how that interaction went, where Sasuke and Neji kind of squared off. He asked who Sasuke was, and Sasuke basically kind of threw it back in his face, and Neji was pissed. Lee gets in the way. It's like, my name is Rock Lee. Please be my girlfriend. No thanks. And so they're about to go in the exam hall. So wait, I would like to challenge, I am Rock Lee. Challenge me to a fight. By the way, again, this was on the dumbest list, I think, honorable mention, but Lee challenging Sasuke to the fight on his own terms to prove that he's a great ninja was bad as well. Regardless. And Lee challenges Sasuke, but Naruto's like, what about me? No thanks. The only one I want to challenge right now is Uchiha. Now, keep in mind, Naruto's response in any of these what's ifs to this scenario is always in line with who he kind of is at the moment. With Naruto's that have matured up to a certain degree, like what we had with the Benihime episode, or what we had when he was not one of the top kids in the class, or Rinnegan or whatever, Naruto probably doesn't need to prove anything to him. Naruto is more than capable of I'm very well aware he's capable of beating him, and it's clear his ego isn't hurt. He doesn't need to prove anything. But when you get scenarios where Naruto has gained abilities after being still the dead last in the class, he is still at a point maturity-wise where he is going to run in head first, hence the whole charging Kankuro thing. And here Naruto even says, I get him first. Get him first. Besides, if he can't beat me, what's the point in him fighting you, right? Naruto is probably smart enough to throw like a little jazzy, you think you're stronger than me? Well, if he can't beat me, then he can't beat you, right? Go for it. And Naruto charges in. Now, Lee admittedly avoids Naruto, goes in for the swing, but Naruto swaps himself out with his shadow, and Lee is immediately surprised, like, wait, what? And then sees Naruto get just, Lee again is able to block, and they clash, and now they're actually at a bit of a standstill. Naruto's skill in taijutsu has improved slowly. Sasuke is still the better hand-to-hand fighter, but he's a capable hand-to-hand fighter, but neither him or Sasuke could beat Lee in a straight-out fight. But Lee sees Naruto's shadow moving around. He's like, what is that ability? What is with his shadow? And then could he be part of the Nara clan? No, I am not. His name is Naruto Uzumaki, not Nara. I was like, what is this technique? By the way, are you afraid of contractions? My God, Lee. So Lee's getting ready. I see. Perhaps you are stronger than I thought. Than I gave you credit for. But you will not be able to beat me, I'm afraid. But I am afraid you will not be able to defeat me. And so he just comes in, and Lee rushes in, and Naruto can't keep up with Lee. Like, he's not capable of doing it. Lee is the better fighter. He is physically stronger and physically faster than anyone on Team 7. The only way Naruto, Sasuke, or theoretically even Sakura would beat him is through actual ninjutsu or anything else. However, Naruto does have the ace in the hole with his shadow. And so even though Naruto is getting beat on pretty hard, that he actually decides to do something different and wraps himself in his shadow. Now, because the shadow is impervious to physical harm, it's not indestructible. It's not going to be hurt by physical objects. And it's been growing stronger with the consumption of other shadows that Naruto's been giving it. And so Naruto kind of wraps himself in armor and is starting to take Lee's hits a lot better. And then when Lee comes in for another strike, the shadow starts to sort of wrap his legs. What is this? How is he using his shadow? And just Uzumaki Shadow Barrage! And then all of a sudden Naruto clones pop out. And by the way, Lee probably hasn't given the rule to only use taijutsu because he was not prepared to actually fight Naruto. He was prepared to fight Sasuke. And so Naruto using his shadow, using a couple of shadow clones connected by his shadow, basically is kind of, more or less, he's using the human yo-yo, the boulder yo-yo technique, whatever it was called, that Shikamaru and Choji use, connecting his own shadows together and kind of just barraging his clones into Lee while wrapping them with like his shadow's energy. Because it is still technically chakra that's being infused into the shadow to some degree. Lee basically gets thrown back. He's able to avoid a couple, but gets popped, boom. And Lee just starts huffing. I see. I'm afraid looks like I was wrong in just thinking Uchiha would be the only threat I would have on this team. So be it. And he gets ready to go into a hidden lotus. And his speed, he's faster. And he's about to catch Naruto. And Naruto is like, oh, I don't want to sever his shadow, but and realizes we're not in the sunlight. He's about to sever his shadow. Now, technically, he could actually get out of the hidden lotus stance. Or what would you call it? Is it the stance? Not hidden lotus. Primary lotus. Reverse lotus. It's not a stance. It's just the positioning. He could actually get out of the positioning with his shadow again just by switching places with it. But since they are both above the lights, they are casting a shadow. In theory, Naruto could sever Lee's shadow, and because he's not in sunlight, he could knock him out temporarily. However, that doesn't actually matter as Guy shows up, decks Lee in the face, honestly, kind of rightfully so. I'm not advocating for child abuse, but when you really look at what Lee was doing, and in the context of what he was doing and why he was doing it, it really actually deserved a smack in the face. It's like, what are you on? I think it's like Sunset of Youth, or Sunset of Youth, Springtime of Youth. She's like, so you're Kakashi's kids. You might say we're eternal rivals. His scores even almost as good as mine, 51-50. Only when you realize that it's like Guy. I know we all love Guy, but Guy is a weird guy. Like for some reason he actually harassed Kakashi into competing with him. That's ultimately what he did. He wouldn't leave Kakashi alone. So when you actually break it down, think about this concept for a second. Guy is actually kind of a jerk. He was bothering Kakashi for no other reason than he wanted Kakashi to fight him or compete with him, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. It's like Kakashi was being chill. It's like, dude, no, leave me alone, please. No, never. I wasn't. Dude, leave me alone. And eventually he did end up kicking Guy's ass several times as a kid because Guy was, very much the Lee of his generation, and Kakashi was the Sasuke, except he was the Lee before he became Lee. He was Academy level Lee. So, yeah, when you really think about it, Guy is kind of a jerk in many ways. At least young Guy. As Kakashi's just grown used to it, it's like, all right, fine, whatever. But yeah, I kind of you think on that for a second, like, yeah, Guy's kind of a dick. Because imagine if you met someone who was doing that, where it's like you're like, no, thank you. It's like, no, you will challenge me. We will be eternal rivals. Like, no, thank you. It's like, just go away or I'm getting a restraining order. I swear to God. Like, if you met someone in real life like Guy, you would actually be very pissed off with them for not leaving you alone. Regardless, they go in. Most of what happens in the Chunin exams from here on, up until the Force of Death, is almost the same. The only difference is you do get Team 7. They do have the info cards on Team 7, Kagabuto, and he notes that they have completed an A-rank mission, which is impressive. And everyone actually hears that, like, whoa, wait, you guys completed an A-rank mission? What happened? Other than that, though, there's really not much else to talk about. Though Shikamaru does probably look at Naruto as like, looking at his shadow, because he's probably started hearing the word scuttlebutt around the village that Naruto is able to manipulate his shadow similar to Inara. Now, here's the thing. In terms of the written exam, I actually wondered if the shadow would be good for cheating. Because Naruto can separate his shadow from itself. In theory, it should be good for cheating, except the shadow isn't technically sentient, nor does it talk, as far as I know. It can't communicate to Naruto. So even if the shadow did spy on other people's like tests and answers, it actually wouldn't matter because he wouldn't be able to get that information back at all. Nor would stealing anyone's shadow do anything here. So there's actually not much for Naruto to really do in terms of cheating. But I digress. We get to the Forest of Death, they get their proper scroll, and they go in. Where we're going to leave off here is where Orochimaru separates the group. Now, Naruto actually is able to catch the Rain Nin, who was about to catch him off guard when taking a leak, off guard, because he has his shadow to protect him the whole time, and his shadow just reacts as the Rain Nin tries to attack him, just, what is this? And then Naruto finds like, sorry, this guy tried to sneak up on me. Now, as far as we know, that Nin did not have the scroll they needed, didn't have any scroll to be precise, but they did decide to just knock him out temporarily. Naruto basically puts him in a coma, and then just says, all right, and then they tie him up temporarily, and then they put the shadow back in him. He puts the shadow back in him because they're got the canopy, they're safe. And they say, yeah, no, not going to happen. They do still do the whole idea that if something were to happen, if one of us were to be taken not hostage, if someone came in with transformation juice to try and disguise himself as us, we need the code. And then they get separated, and Orochimaru attacks Team 7. Long and short, Naruto still gets out of the snake, and then shows up right as Sasuke is about to give up the scroll. And so that is where we're going to leave part 3. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you Wednesday for the next one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Merry Christmas Eve, and I'll see you tomorrow. The only thing I've got planned for tomorrow, ultimately, is a who would win, and one other video I'm working on. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Later.